Hello, welcome. In today's video, we're just going to launch our new series where we are going to be building the online doctor appointment app. And this app, I term it as a freelance app for doctors, as we are going to see in details about this app. But this app is about doctors of different professionals in different departments. They can upload their services, and users or patients can connect with them on this platform. I'm just going to explain the details of this app in a second, but this build is going to be somehow different from our previous build. So in the previous build, while we built the e-commerce, it was really interesting and it took us amount of time to build it, and that's what it takes really in real world to build an application. You put in anonymous amount of time, weeks if not months, building the application to the fittest. Now most of the time after building the application, specifically I'm just going to be giving you like for this build we did, the one for the e-commerce, what happened is that these builds are always inspired by clients. So when a client comes and approaches me and they want like an application, so instead I just decide to build it on YouTube so that I show you how I'm just working out this one. Now most of the times these builds they don't stop. Like when we stop on YouTube, behind the scenes I just go ahead and add more features as it is required. Okay, so I just want to say that if you have your own application that you want to build, maybe it is for work, it is at your workplace, or it is the app you would wish to understand how it would be built, okay, so you can just go ahead and approach me and then we build that app. So you sponsor the build. For instance, we agree the app is going to be this much, and then I start building it on YouTube, and then we customize it to your liking. Now not necessarily you are going to use your app details, for instance the actual name and the logo and everything. We can just build it in an anonymous way so that we customize it later for you. Now you may think that your app is going to be shared or seen, but the fact is, if you see how the app works, first of all you will understand how to build it. So if you are looking at it at a perspective of learning, you will learn how to build it, and this will be easy for you to actually manage it. So when I give you the app, at the end of the day you are able to manage that app by yourself. You can change some things because you actually know how to build it. Okay, so I can also customize the app for you and everything, and I'm not going to tell you which people we have customized. For instance, this e-commerce we built, some people they contacted me and we rebranded it with their own colors and their own stuff, and we gave it to them. Okay, so you can also do the same. You approach me. It can be inbox, and you tell me there is this app I want to really have. So we build it because I don't actually have much more time. This time when I build on YouTube is the best time because I'm really just like focused on getting it done when I'm building it on YouTube. So it is a good thing if you have the app and you want it to be built. We can customize it later for you and do everything, and at the same time you would learn how to build such a kind of an application. Okay, so going back to the online doctor appointment app, is also inspired by one of the clients who wants this application done, and that's why, and it is also one guarantee to make sure that we are going to make it and it must work. Okay, so at the end of the day the app must work because the client wants it, and that's the difference from, I think, other YouTubers. Always most of my videos are focused on actually working in production because they are going to be used by an actual client, and at that point you are forced to make the app really to work as good as possible, because there is no way how you can give an incomplete app um, to the to the user or to the client. Now, and that's what happened to the other app. The I think we had one app that was pending, and most of the people have been asking about that app, and that is the inventory app. Okay, so I know we have the inventory app out there. So the inventory app is out there, and we're just going to complete it. That's the one thing I promise. As I normally tell these people that the project actually didn't have enough funding. That's why it somehow pended up to at that point. But that project actually is about to be sponsored, and I'm just going to actually start building it. Um, I'm just going to be building it on the private. Is going to be on the community program. I'm still just arguing about that one. People who are in the group, please, you can just comment about this. By the way, if you have not joined our WhatsApp group yet, you just simply join the WhatsApp group. The link will be in the description. Join the WhatsApp group so that you can also give your opinion. Okay, but that inventory app, you're going to resume it. I know most people are really calculating on it and relying on it, and I promise that we are going to work on that app. Okay, and that's why I'm just going to show you that as we are building this app, we are not going to build it the way we did in the previous, whereby we're just only concentrating on that app every day. So I'm just going to be building this app 3 days in a week, and then the rest of the days I'm just going to be working on other things still. The videos I'll be making will be different or on other things, and that one can give us a space to really work on some other projects. And I'm thinking about making this inventory app to build it as in a private sort of private training, or as a community course somewhere, whereby people who are going to watch those advanced features we are going to add in, at least they are going to pay something. And really, you may think that I'm looking after money, but the fact is that there is a lot of time that goes in those building those applications. Okay, so even if it is just about like $20 or $50, really, for that app, and you're going to get the source code, it is really worth it, because in real life those apps are built on 10,000, 20k, even 50k building that app. So you're doing it for $50 or $100, really it is not that much. Okay, so let me just go ahead and talk about this app you're going to build. Okay, so the app is consisting of three basic users. There is a patient. These are the people who are going to be finding services. They come, they explain their service they want, or they browse through different categories. They can search by symptoms. They can search by their diseases, and at the end of the day, they will just go and find a doctor who actually can help them solve their issue they have, and then they will pay that doctor for that service. Okay, and then for the doctors, they will just also go and onto the platform, and then they add their services, and then they list their services on the website. And when the patients come and they book them, then they can get paid. Okay, then for the admin, of course the owner of the site, for him is to manage the whole entire platform, and also he will be earning via the commission when doctors make transactions. So when a doctor makes maybe this much, they can take a transaction fee, or they can take a commission fee on that transaction. Okay, or they can also be paying for subscription. So we have the subscriptions for the doctors that are going to be on the system. So the patients, they will be browsing doctors. Of course, the whole concept is of the platform is the patient to be able to be connected to a particular doctor in a certain place, and then so the patient will be able to browse by category, and this is to improve their user experience and to really help them get a doctor that is really specifically for them. So just going to be browsing doctors by category, specialty, popular diseases, symptoms, search, and even quiz. So we have all these specific querying and filtering that is going to be helping the patient to get the doctor that is really accustomed to their search. Okay, so the patients, they will, as you said, they are going to browse by this, and I can just give you a sneak peek like of the how the UI would look like in this case. So for instance, we can have services that you are seeing here, telehealth, in person, and blah blah. We can have doctors, specialty, symptoms, and we can have these advanced filtering that a patient can use to actually get to a doctor. Okay, so this is all showing you the possible UIs we can do to actually work on those browsing by category. Okay, so patients can also view a doctor's profile. Okay, so they just check, for instance, they can check a psychotherapy, a physiotherapy, and then they will be given physiotherapy doctors, and then they can choose any of the doctors of their liking or the provider of their liking. They can also look at the profile of this doctor, whereby they can look at the ratings, patient reviews, their biography, experience, and so on and so forth. Okay, so they can just look, for instance, at how many patients have they treated, their a year of experience, and of course they can go ahead and make a booking. Okay, so when you read about the doctor, now you can just go ahead and create a booking, and we are also going to look at the booking is going to be somehow advanced, whereby we have to look at the doctor's time. For instance, you can meet, if it is you're going to be considering, for instance, for the whole week or for the whole month, whereby you click and you can check the doctor's time. Okay, and then you can add your own slot there in that time. Okay, so just going to be working with calendars, manipulating dates, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, this is still all about booking, and these are like possible UIs we are going to be having. Okay, these are possible UIs we are going to be having. Really, I couldn't find if there is any physical no, sorry, if there is any website that has all these UI or these functionalities we are looking for. You can also forward it or you comment it in the description, and I can have a look. Otherwise, we're just going to build our custom UI, but we're just going to be looking at different components, and we compare and see what is the best, and then we build from that. Okay, so the onboarding process for the patient, they will have to come and they will have to create an account. But of course, at first they will come and browse the service, they find out a doctor. So if they try to make a booking, then we request them to sign up, and they can sign up with their email. Okay, or social accounts. And this time I'm just going to try to see how we can use the social logins, more especially the Google Auth. Okay, and then they can provide the information about them, some history of medical treatment, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, then they can choose, as you can see, they can just get they can browse through providers, and they are going to also have a matching quiz. Okay, if a patient doesn't want to go through browsing, they can also take a step-by-step quiz, which can also lead to them to the providers or different providers. After choosing the provider they have liked, they have signed in, they can go ahead and pay for the service, and then the appointment will be scheduled. Okay, And then the doctors, the same thing, they are going to have the onboarding process whereby they create an account, they provide the information, certification, licensing, and all that kind of process. The onboarding process is going to be rigorous, mostly for the doctors. They have to really do a background check of information and verify everything is okay, and then they will be approved by the administrator. So the patient will have a dashboard with some of the things, for instance, scheduling appointment or or changing their payments and messaging the providers or getting in touch with the provider, as well as the doctor. They will have the dashboard, of course. With the admin also will have the dashboard, and we are going to look at different designs and the one we are going to use. Okay, we're just going to look at different designs. As you know, we build all these things with you here. And the major functionalities of the app, we have searching and filtering, where users can search categories, symptoms, and all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be advanced search and filtering, and this time we are going to add the live search. Okay, I promise this time we're going to have a live search. As you are searching, then you get a list of services or something, you click on them instead of just routing to the search page. So we are going to have the booking, so the users will be able to schedule appointments with the doctors, and they are going to have to check the doctor availability. That is what is going to be very tricky part in the booking, that we have to check the doctor's availability, looking at their time they have in the day. If someone has already taken the slot, then that slot will be taken away. Then we have authentication, whereby we're going to have 3 users. So managing and authorizing those 3 users, the doctor, the admin, and the patient. We're going to try to use also magic link, more especially for the user login. We might just use either Google Auth or magic link. Okay. Then we are going to look at integrations, because for instance, when a booking is made, we need to generate a Zoom link and send it to the user. Okay, we need to generate a Zoom link and send it to the patient who have just created the appointment, and that one is going to be created automatically. So we're just going to look at how we are going to try our level based to integrate Zoom. And then we have Google Calendar. So also Google Calendar, we might just build our own calendar using full calendar.js, or we might just use Google Calendar. So this is to avoid conflicts. So because a doctor might be having other schedules maybe on the Google Calendar, or we can just build our own. Then we also have Stripe for payments. Now I've always been having issues with Stripe, more especially for the fact that my country is not supported currently with Stripe, and these, or most of these payment gateways like PayPal and Stripe, they are not supported here in my country. But I'm just going to try to do this time is that I'm just going to work with a collaboration. I'm just going to collaborate with one person who is not in this country, so that he can collaborate and create the account. Then I will use that account to actually use in the app. That is the only way you can do it, because really there is no way I can do it here in the country. The Stripe and PayPal, they are not supported, and actually that's why I didn't actually put the PayPal in the e-commerce. The Stripe in the e-commerce. I would have put it, but then it is not supported. I was still looking for the way how I can do it, but I'm just going to end up actually using using a collaboration, whereby a fellow of mine is going to create the account, then we use that one in the app. Of course, we are just going to put the blogging. The blogging has to be there to boost the SEO of the app. So we have sending emails. For instance, after the booking process, users send the emails, the details of the booking, like the Zoom link, or they have to be sent via the email. So we're going to use resend. For that purpose, we have payment integration. As I've said, we are going to use Stripe We have database, and this time we're going to use Postgres. Okay, we might just use Postgres or MongoDB. I'm not so sure. We might use Postgres this time. And then you're going to have rating and patient reviews. So when a patient, after they have the service was offered to them, then they are going to be questioned, or they are going to be told to actually give a review, okay, to rate and give a review to the provider who gave them the service. And this is going to be somehow sensitive. It is going to be somehow also controlled. For instance, if a patient was to give a review of one, maybe 1 star or 2 star, then we would have a mechanism of actually connecting the provider with the patient, so that actually we instead have the feedback to the doctor himself. Okay, then we are going to see deployment. And you know very well, I've seen most people building the applications and then they remain on their laptops. If you have the application and it is on localhost, please, that is not an app and you can't even count it. The app that we count is the app that is in deployment, is in production. You have to have your app in production, the way you saw that I have this app in production. For instance, this one, let me show you. So we have this, let me just first close this, and I'm also going to remove this. Okay, I'm just going to remove this simulator, and you can see I have this app in production and it is working. Authentication and everything is working. That is the app that we count. Okay, if you have the app on your localhost, you still have a long way to go, because deployment is really a big deal. So just going to look at deployment on Vercel, and we might just also try other things, other platforms. I also want to try some things like DigitalOcean, and I would want to see how deployment on those areas are, but we might just deploy it on Vercel. Then the documentation, we're going to also try to create a documentation. After creating the e-commerce and having tons of people having problems having the app running and trying to configure for them, I'm just going to have a documentation to help someone a step by step on how to get this app running when they buy the code or they just want to actually start running it. Okay, so the technology stack, most people they might ask me, which stack are we going to use? We are going to use Next.js TypeScript. Okay, this time all our app is going to be in TypeScript. Okay, the app is going to be in TypeScript and Next.js. Then you're going to use Tailwind as you saw, and Shard. We're going to use Stripe, Resend, and Prisma. Those are the big stacks I can say here, but of course you have a lot of things that are going to come in handy. For instance, can you use Google API, Zoom API, we can use Calendar.js, and so many other things to make sure that the whole thing works. When I'm building, sometimes I even don't know the stack I'm just going to use, because as I have a challenge at hand, I have to look for the solution. I don't build these applications beforehand, like I already know how it is going to move. Most of the times I actually build it in real time. Okay, so we're just going to be having this stack and also making sure that everything works the way we want. Okay, so we have talked about most of these functionalities, and once again is going to be a very nice build where we're just going to relearn a lot of concepts. And of course you can modify this to booking or other services. Not necessarily you're just going to use it for medical booking, but you can actually transform it into your own other service. Okay, it can be gym, it can be cleaning or anything. Okay, and finally just going to talk about the schedule you're going to use. As I've said, you're going to use a different schedule this time. We're just going to have 5 days. I'm just going to be 5 days in a week, and I'm just going to be working Monday and Fridays. We are going to be working on YouTube normal videos. where I'll be creating content, random content, the normal YouTube videos. Then 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we are going to dedicate it to build this app, the medical app. Okay. So this is just the schedule, just in case you are wondering how we are going to do it. And this is to be fair to others who are not taking the series. There might be other people who are not interested in doing the series, but then we can be creating other content on those normal days. Okay. Then another schedule I want to work on is that I'm actually open to project collaboration or building. Just in case if you have any project, let's say you are working on this app, but you would want a collaboration hand, or you would want someone to guide you in some areas, or to implement certain features. Let's say you're trying to put in some feature and you are not so confident how to do it. I'm really open to those kind of projects whereby we can work together, and I'm willing, for remote projects, I'm giving it 2 hours per day excluding Sundays. Okay, so 2 hours per day we can work on your project. Okay, and that is a maximum of like 2-3 projects, and when they exceed 2 projects, actually have an entire team dedicated. These 2 hours per day is me personally working on your project, but then I have an entire team behind which can actually work on several projects. So when we get many projects, we actually have an entire team. The students have been teaching over and over time. Now they are ready to work on these big projects, and really I would want to welcome and collaborate with others. If you have a project, we can work on it, and me personally, I can just be there to help you to make sure that it works out. The other thing that we're just going to be open is the live classes. Most people have been asking me about the live classes. Okay, so we just want to, I was thinking just working on a course. As you know, the course really takes time. Okay, the course takes time, and it is really taking more time to be released, but I'm working on the course eventually. But then I'm welcome to the live classes, because those ones I can really do them just right away. So there's some people asking me about the training, if I offer training. So I would wish we get about maybe 10 to 20 students, and then we can do a live class whereby we are doing a certain project. We are building on it and helping you, each of you, to build their own projects. Really, if you are tired of really watching YouTube videos and you want to actually start working on big projects and start earning right away, is you have to work on big projects. The projects you have been fearing to work on, the projects you look at and you're like, there is no way I can start on this one. So I can actually guide you, and we build that project together. as um as I'm guiding you, we can work on this project together. Okay, so if you just want to join this class, just simply inbox me. I'm just going to work on the link for the people to sign up, so that we can organize this and have one time and the period. Right now I haven't set the period, and this is going to, we are going to talk about in the WhatsApp group. If you are not in the WhatsApp group, join the WhatsApp group. We are going to talk about this, about the live classes, what time, the possible time, and then we see how we are going to handle it. Okay, so if you're interested in this, please simply join the WhatsApp group, and you're just going to be really talking about it. Okay, so yeah, that's about this project. So this was to introduce you what we are going to build in this project, how we are going to build it, and what to expect from all this. Okay, so at the end of the day, we want a deployed app that someone can really look at. And when you have these big applications, even if you have one or two on your CV or on your portfolio, it is much better than having just normal landing pages that are built with Tailwind, than just having a really actual app. So even if you have one or two apps that are working properly, is worth people would want to actually hire you than just simply hiring a person who is having 10 or 20 projects which are actual landing pages. Okay, so if you're interested in watching this, I'm just going to see you inside and we start building this. Now, one thing I just want to say before I just close this video is that the first episodes they might be free, and then later on I might transform this into a paid course. Okay, I might just transform this into a paid course. Either way, it is really worth it, and it's not going to be really expensive. Maybe 20 or $50 or $100. But at the end of the day, that you are building a $10,000 app, and you are just going to use that code. Okay, you have access to the code and also to the support. I will be supporting you to make sure that your app is running and working together. So thank you so much for watching this starting episode. I will see you inside and we'll start building on this amazing app. Thank you so much. See you.